Hey guys, this is Debbie Seidel-Bittke, and look who I've got with me. Amber Day, RDH, two hygienists.
So excited to join you this afternoon. We have a journey to getting this Facebook Live done for you guys. So we'll discuss that a little bit more in detail,
Yes.
but it's going to get done. Action steps are going to get done, and we're going to implement them and make sure they get done. So we are here live with you today, and I am honored to be on your page and talk to you a little bit about some of the solutions that you provide for your dental practices. So,
Well, thank you so much for taking time out. I flew in from Portland, Oregon, and she's trying to blame me for it raining here. You can't see, but it's pouring rain out here. We've got ambulances and fire engines, a lot going on here, but we're coming to you live. We were determined to get on here and share. I've got 7 tips, not 5.
yes, she couldn't dim it down to 5. She has 7. However, there's some great tie-ins on some things that we can help you guys implement in 2019 to be more profitable, more efficient, and have a better balance in lifestyle and managing practice too, right?
Absolutely. And there's not going to be a charge for it, right?
No charge,
No charge.
absolutely free. I think the main thing is wanting to help you and your teams engage beyond.
So I basic things that you probably already know is that when your patient calls your office, either for the first time or if they're a routine patient, super important that you get into rapport with them. That's the number one reason why patients are going to keep calling your office, schedule, and even pay. But then rapport actually brings trust. And for years we've been talking about trust, and that's the reason why your patients will pay for your services and keep coming back. But I think it goes a lot deeper than that. And that's what Amber and I put together 7 things, and then Amber and I have been talking for about 2 hours now about a lot
we
of
should have
different
had
things.
this on the Facebook Live, but now we'll really kind of go over the main points of that conversation with
Yes.
you guys and the takeaways. And, you know, she's so right when she talks about rapport. I'm a hygienist, and I've worked in a dental practice, not only on the clinical, but the administrative aspect. And, you know, building rapport with patients can be challenging for some people if they've never really done that. But people do business with people, and we need to get to know the patients that want to choose us and come into our practice. How many of us have had those patients that were like, I don't care how much they want to spend, we just do not want them in our practice anymore, right? We've all had those. And so we want to help you guys find your tribe through building rapport with your patients. One thing that I really love that Solution Reach just launched that we talked about was SR Spotlight. SR Spotlight is our new call identification feature. And when a patient calls in, whether they're a patient of record or not, it's going to identify you. This is a new patient. If they are a patient of record, we want to give you all that relevant information to make it better for you to build that rapport. If they just had a birthday in the last few weeks, or their husband's overdue for a hygiene appointment, or they have an overdue balance, you're already going to know their name, but you're going to be able to check off some of those things on your list to make it more efficient for your practice in streamlining what you do with your patients. So SR Spotlight is a new addition, and I'm really excited to start implementing this into some of her dental practices. If you have any questions, we can talk a little bit more about that later on.
When I was talking to Amber earlier about rapport, she's like, oh my gosh, I got to tell you about this new SR Spotlight. So you guys, if you want to know more about it, please reach out to her office, admin@dentalpracticesolutions.com. we'll give you a special code so that you can find out some more about it.
Yeah.
And I think we can actually let them try it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's no cost to you to try it. I want you guys to see that these are two of the big points in getting your patients to want to come back to your office. The other thing is we teach our clients how to understand their patients, and we have some certain specific processes that we take our clients through so they understand each other, and it helps them to understand their patients better. What are their hot points? What are their motivators? Is it aesthetics? Is it time? What are the things that motivate them to take action? So I did want to talk a little bit about that. We talked about, we were mentioning about, the other thing is healthy life. For me, what motivates me is I want to have a healthy life. I want to live a longer, healthier life. So that's one of my big motivators. And I remember why I put down that note to myself, healthy life.
Yeah. And I think we always think dentistry, right? Patient education, but all of our patients live a whole life. They have business and families and all of these other aspects that come into play. And we cannot undervalue those little things. If my patients have teenagers and prom's coming up, why ain't I going to capitalize on certain times like that to get them whitening treatment and make sure they show up to their photo shoot for prom with a beautiful white smile? There's multiple different things. That's just an example. But I think that there's multiple ways that we can really dive in to make sure that we know that motivational factor, not only for the patient, but for their family members as well. Sometimes the husband's going to say something about the wife. She never smiles with her teeth in pictures or something like that. That's going to give you hints to the significant other. So don't ever undervalue those conversations with the patients where you're just kind of connecting one-on-one, right?
Yes, and I was so excited because during the holiday, things kind of died down in our business. I mean, we were finished with our client consultations, and during that time, I had a chance to work in some dental offices as a hygienist. I wanted to share with you some of the things that helped patients accept implants. And I think these are the same things that will help them to accept crown, bridge, veneers, scaling, and root planing. Now, there was this one patient that came in, a guy about 35 to 40 years of age, and he had been diagnosed to have an implant done. So I wanted to share with you, there are some words that are really key in getting your patients to understand what's happening in their mouth. So he was diagnosed to have an implant 1 or 2 years ago, and the doctor didn't want me to push, but I can't help it. I had to show him. So that was really important, is that I showed him what was happening in his mouth. And Amber, you reminded me of this because he was a young, handsome guy, not married for very long. And he had his teeth on the first molar, the second molar and second bicuspid were tipping in. So I showed him, look at these teeth where the space is, where the doctor wants to do an implant, they're tipping in. The tooth on top was starting to drift down. So I said, this tooth on top is starting to fall down. And the other thing that I told him was, I'm an older lady. So I told him, you're a pretty handsome guy. And I know your wife thinks that. And that's probably one of the reasons why she married you, right? And he's kind of blushing. And I said, as you age, by not getting something in this hole here, what happens is the bone starts to dissolve. It's deteriorating because there's nothing there to hold it in place. And your face is going to change. You're not going to be as handsome as you are. And I have to tell you, I was so excited because he was like, oh, I didn't know that. People don't understand that when there's a tooth missing, the shape of their face changes.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. Not only for males, we always think females love aesthetic, but males do too. And sometimes you don't even need to explain that to the patient, right? We can show before and after of a patient that has dentures in comparison to a patient that maybe has periodontal disease, but they are in perio maintenance and they're maintaining it and they have all their dentition. You can see the comparison in the face, right? They don't have that sunken look. And there's just a huge difference. When you just show them that and let them make their decision on whether they would like to learn more about implant treatment, it's kind of opening the door in a light way of being like, this is kind of what it can do for you. Now, if this doesn't matter to you, then great. If that doesn't matter to you, we're going to need to find another ulterior factor that's driving for you as far as implants. And, I think we get caught up sometime in patient education. It's important to show them what we're talking about. And I think that's what she was just talking about. The intraoral cameras can be huge But if just think about it, if we had a patient that came in and talked to us about implants and they didn't quite go through with treatment, they sound like they want to, but they need to go home and talk with a wife, right? And we get that all the time. I got to go and discuss this with my wife. That's a great opportunity for you in your practice to slowly touch those patients. Jennifer Young, I know you're with us. Yes, you have to show, not just tell. Absolutely. You know, that intraoral camera can be huge, but more so after the appointment, even so. I think a lot of people, we want to do it right there at the time when they're in their chair. Well, we got to realize patients, their anxiety level is super high when they're in our dental chair. A lot of the things that we're telling them is going one ear and out the other. And so they're really intaking a minimal percentage of what we're telling them. They're like ready to check their phone and get out of the dental practice. They only got to do this every so often. So if we can touch them in their comfort zone, so say, for example, Debbie's my patient and she wants to get a dental implant, but she's kind of not warmed up to it quite yet, hasn't accepted treatment. One thing I might want to do after her appointment is send a video. Have my doctor introduce her and say, hey, it was great that we had you in our practice today. I want to share with you the importance of having implant treatment for a case like yours. And this is such a simple thing to do. You can create this template video that you can utilize for all your implant cases to send post-treatment if they didn't accept treatment. But I think it's a great way to kind of warm them up to wanting to get it done. Some people aren't going to make that decision right off the bat.
Right.
And so it's important for us to keep them in the loop and not let them fall off and let this fade into the back of their heads. And those videos can be pretty powerful.
And that's what Amber's helping me to set up a sequence of these videos for the client's patients. And they could be implants, and it's a series of videos. So I'm going to be going to see 3 clients in the next 2 weeks. And I have the doctors doing some homework. They have to choose 5 different services that they want to provide more of. And then I'm going to shoot just a minute, maybe 90 seconds max. But the doctor's assignment is to write down life-changing reasons why patients want to accept the treatment for implants, crown, bridge, Invisalign, and also scaling and root planing. And that's a series of videos that we can help you with as well. So reach out to us. I gave you that email address as well. So that's what Amber's helping me with while I'm here on this trip, is that sequence of videos. And we're actually, as we said earlier, we're going to be offering you a 3-part video series. And I think that will be part of that, is talking about the sequence of videos that are showing life-changing reasons for patients to schedule.
Yeah, make it personable. We always, we might have campaigns or newsletter campaigns that go up to the patient to follow up with them, but it really needs to be personal. I always like to say YouTube is the #2 search engine online right now. It is owned by Google. People go to YouTube to learn a career, let alone to learn about implant dentistry. So if I'm a patient that's looking to get an implant, the first thing I'm going to do is go to Google and put in implant dentistry or dental implants, something along those lines. The first thing that's going to come up is a series of videos and then landing pages. I'm just warming myself up to this idea, so I'm going to watch a video and kind of learn how this procedure is done before I ever reach out to a dental practice. So don't ever undervalue the power of video engagement with your patients that come in, especially new patients who come in to get a new patient consult for something like this.
Now, there are 2 other reasons why two other things that will help you to get your patients to say yes. And then I want Amber to talk about something else, about something special that Amber brought up a good point about when they do say yes. The second part, and I think Jennifer mentioned this, as hygienists, we need to collaborate with our patients. Like, it's a partnership. We're not telling our patients what they need. We're actually helping our patients to see in their mouth for themselves what they need. And we're helping our patients, we're guiding them to make the best decision for their life, because it's going to change their life for the better, right? If they have bleeding gums and inflammation, they're going to live a longer and healthier life if we can help them understand that they can have bleeding gums or inflammation in their mouth. Yeah. The other thing is, one of the big reasons why patients, oh, by the way, they'll say to you, money. And two things I wanted to say about money is we need to always have flexible financial arrangements. The other thing I want to recommend is that you say to your patient, if I can find a way for this to be paid, if money weren't here to talk about, would you accept this treatment? And it's very interesting because when I was working in an office during that Christmas holiday, a man came in saying he couldn't afford the implant. He was probably in his 70s. And I stayed with him listening to what he was saying, but I also was just saying, is it okay? I asked for his permission. Is it okay if I show you what's happening in your mouth? And I never, ever tried to close him because the doctor didn't want me pushing any treatment. That's what she actually said, pushing. But by the time the doctor came in to do the exam, one of the first things out of that patient's mouth was, I'm ready to do this. And I think it's because I didn't start talking about the money. I kind of put it on a different table while I worked with him and showed him what was happening in his mouth. I wasn't pressing him for the implants. And I think sometimes people think money is their objection, and we think money is their objection. If we can actively listen to them and understand their pain, confidently and compassionately collaborate, 3 C's, compassion, collaborate, and have confidence when you're talking to your patient, I think you can flip any objections into a positive. It might not always be the first time with a patient, like Amber's saying. Now, when that patient does say yes, Amber, share with our doctors and people listening, what is it? I thought it was great what you said. Now, they said yes to the treatment. They said yes to $30,000. They said a lot of our clients have less than $1,500 in outstanding treatment. So the patient says yes.
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of the time we think, oh, they said yes, it's time to get to work, right? Let's get all of our stuff and let's see how we're going to treat this case. And we got to remember, just because they said yes doesn't mean they're not on the limb. So we want to continue to educate them, but give them some exciting expectations now that they have accepted treatment. I'm so excited that you came to our practice and you're going to move forward with dental implant treatment. I have treated hundreds of patients with this procedure, and I know it's going to be life-changing to you. You know, everybody can say something different based on their practice and their niche, give them the history of how they know and can do these procedures, right? Their clinical background. But I think presenting to the patient what can be accepted, you know, what's going to be expected in this upcoming treatment, but moreover, what you're going to experience when you're done. And we talked about this earlier with video. I think it's super important, whether we always think about the people who don't accept treatment, but what about the people that do? That's an opportunity to get to other new patients, whether it's through referrals or other aspects. But that opportunity is just as big as the one that didn't accept treatment, because now we can continue to hone in on that relationship, really integrate our rapport and the reason why they're getting this treatment done. And through that video sequence that we talked about, we can educate them on the importance of getting this done, continue to do that, but also try to capitalize on this opportunity to gather referrals. Now, demographics hang out with demographics. If you had a patient that just came in and accepted $60,000 case, all on for treatment, I bet you they have some other friends that could do the same thing. And so I want to help you with customized campaigns through the Solution Reach platform, reach those patients, gather referrals, and get more of those cases that you prefer to get within your practice. We're all different. Some people want implants, some people want Invisalign. We all love what we do treatment-wise, and we can focus that on what you prefer specifically.
Yeah. There's just so much that I'm excited to share with the world. And again, I want to invite you to reach out and contact us, because we want to help you with the sequencing of these videos. And I want you to enroll in our 3-part video series with the continuing education credits, which is free to you. Yeah. We're out here in Irvine, California right now in the freezing rain.
It's raining here. She came from Oregon, so I told her she's brought the rain down to Southern California. We never have rain, so we're actually blessed because it's like thirsty here. So I told her she brought it down, but it's kind of really random that we're sitting here in the rain and it's
Totally.
actually really cold in SoCal. So, hey, but we made do and we made sure that this happened because we had this planned
Absolutely.
on happening.
Yes.
And, you know, our primary goals are to help you be more profitable and efficient in 2019 and beyond. And you can look forward to not only acquiring some of the CE credits, but also implementing some of these email sequence campaigns within your practice. Super easy. I think it's overthought. People think it's more complicated than it really is. And, you know, I want to touch on the videos because I bet you a lot of people are sitting there and go, yeah, I have time to create all these videos and send them out to patients, right? So if we could steal 60 minutes of your time, I'm pretty confident that we could record and implement at least 5 of those top procedures that you want. We can get those videos put together and automated to reach those patients that you want most. So it's not time consuming. It could be very efficient with a coach like Debbie. On your back, you can get these done super fast. And she knows the platform really well, so she can implement the campaigns awesome. And, you know, like I said, our goal is to help you guys try to dive into that video aspect of dentistry that a lot of people are kind of scared to dive into, I think.
Yeah, and what we're doing is, you know, as I was telling you, like my clients have some homework to do before I get there in a week from now to their office. And it's super simple. I'm just asking them to write down 5 of their favorite services that they want to boost this year. And then they are writing a few sentences on the life-changing reasons their patients need to accept this. We're also going to do a post-op video for like hygiene, scaling, and root planing, maybe some implant surgery. Those are post-op instructions that are super simple to do. And actually, I'd love to help you. I mean, I know how to help your team to just copy and paste when, especially we have a sequence when somebody says, I'm going to call you later or let me think about this. We never let a patient go and not keep in contact with them. And we have a 2-day, 2-week, 2-month, and a dead list that we're constantly having our front office people work on. And this sequence of it's videos that are created once, copy and paste with a short bit.ly link so they can click and easily schedule. I mean, people in today's world want things fast.
They do. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think that newsletters, in a sense, people are too lazy to read through the email. I mean, it's the truth. It's the reality that we live in. They'd rather just watch a video and kind of see the details that you want to share with them instead of read through this whole long patient education newsletter that you send them. Now, that might not be for everybody. Maybe some people do still like those newsletters. However, the patients that you're trying to get for these high-value cases want to see the doctor that's going to be performing the procedure on them and feel that they trust them. When you're in the chair with them, it's hard for a patient to feel that trust. They know what you're doing. It's their first experience with you. But after the appointment, if you continue to show that you care, not only through education, but that they're going to maintain what they have if they don't go through with treatment, that is so crucial for a patient, for them to understand and realize that you believe in them and that you're there for their healthcare needs, not just for your profitability needs. So that's a big piece of the sequence that we're going to be implementing. And I'm really excited to kind of start showing you guys on how you can really capitalize on the opportunity. You spend so much money to get these patients through the door. And so let's not let them fall through the cracks. Just because you did an implant consult 60 days ago does not mean that patient is gone. There's still a huge opportunity to get that patient back into the practice, and we want to show you how to do that.
So one of the things that's going to be happening is, we're talking about you keeping in contact with your patients. Is it okay if we let them go in a few minutes? Do you have more to say?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty much done.
So I want to ask them to keep in contact with us.
Yes.
And so I want to tell you that, as I told you earlier, admin@dentalpracticesolutions.com, our team is going to be putting our contact information at the end of this video that we're putting together for you. And then also Amber and I are going to be at the Chicago Midwinter. So reach out. You're going to have my number to my office, my email. We'd love to sit down with you and walk you through this. I mean, we love to help you, and we love seeing you be successful. So please always share with us your success. and your celebrations. We love seeing that too.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for joining us. I know most of you are going to see this in your feed as you check into your Facebook. And I hope you all comment and share with us anything else that you would like for us to share with you and continue to educate you on. I know she is a wealth of knowledge, and we can just bring all of this to you. So please comment, share, let us know what we can do for you and how we can best serve you guys.
Yes, ask us what you want to know about putting your sequence together, okay?
Yep.
So we will be back again. Stay tuned. Okay.
Stay tuned, 2019.
Dang, it's a great year. It's only 15 days into the year, and it's been awesome.
It's already banging. So here in SoCal, sending you guys love. We will see you soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.